children lost, ensnared by a witch's binding spell. Jessiline, the awakened soul, yearns to escape and find a new home. Dare you join her and explore more?
So today we're going to be looking at the creepiest 2-sentence horror stories in the entire world. I mean, maybe not in the entire world, but you know, that's what the title says. You guys know I go online and find some really random articles or pictures or stories, and sometimes I just like to share them with you guys. So like 2 days ago I came across these 2-sentence horror stories and I was like, that would make a really good video. I actually have not read them yet. I maybe read like 1 or 2 and they really creeped me out. So as I read them, you're gonna see my real reaction. Are you ready to begin? Should I talk scary? Should I be like, once upon a time? Or should I talk normally? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna add some creepy music because I know you guys love that. Probably not. And I'm just gonna talk kind of normally, sort of. Okay, so let's just start, okay? If you're watching this at like 1 in the morning, I am dreadfully sorry. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. I awoke to the sound of the baby monitor crackling with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife, sleeping next to me. Who was comforting the child then? My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. What? What the heck? These stories are messed up. I wake up and everything feels wrong. It's too quiet outside. I look out the window and see everyone standing still, looking at my house. That's creepy. Could you just imagine, like, just looking out your window and you just see like a whole bunch of people just standing outside in your yard looking at your house? Just like completely blank-faced. Like, what the heck? That is so creepy. And imagine if their eyes were just all black. Dream about that tonight. Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sounds of scratching at my door while I slept. Now that I live alone, it is much more unsettling. Yeah, tell me about it. Working the night shift alone tonight, there is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. That's not cool. I honestly don't think I could ever do night shifts, and it's weird because I'm a night owl, so I stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, which is probably so unhealthy for me, but I still do it. So technically I could do a night shift, but I'd be too scared to. I don't know. Just something about being kind of alone while you're working at night. It's just unsettling to me. I wouldn't want to do it. I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first I thought it was the window until I heard it come from the mirror again. Okay, mirrors freak me out. Have you guys seen that horror movie? Is it called Mirrors? It might literally be called Mirrors. But I saw that when I was kind of young. Well, not young, maybe like elementary school. And ever since then, mirrors just freak me out. They really scare me. Which is stupid because I literally have a mirror right beside my bed. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. That's not as scary. I don't know. I can't sleep, she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. What? Some of these are so like weird. Like not even scary. Like you just look at them and you're like, what is that? What does that even mean? You know that weird full body twitch you get sometimes when you're falling asleep? Yeah, I get those all the time. If there was a camera pointed at you and you saw what it captured at that moment, you'd never sleep again. Why? Like watching yourself twitch at night? Or does it mean there's like a ghost or something there? Am I the only one not getting Oh my gosh, I just completely lost my voice. That was scary. I'm getting like possessed while reading these. Maybe I should stop. The grinning face stared at me from the darkness beyond my bedroom window. I live on the 14th floor. Okay, that one's creepy. Like any sort of grinning, smiling face is just so eerie. I would never want to see one of those. No. I always thought that my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. Woo! That one is a little scary. I don't have any cats, but I have dogs, and sometimes they just stare at you for the longest amount of time. And imagine if the whole time they were looking just right behind me because something was behind me and I didn't even know it. There is nothing like the laughter of a baby unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Yeah, that would be a little disturbing. Could you imagine? Like at 1 a.m. I'm usually in my bed on my laptop, and now I'm just picturing like I'm just kind of scrolling through Facebook, through Tumblr, through Twitter, you know, whatever I do, and then all of a sudden I hear this like creepy baby sound. To be honest, I feel like I would think it was Winnie crying in her sleep or something, because I would try and be rational. People are really loud upstairs right now. What are you guys doing? It's been watching me for hours now. Sometimes I catch glimpses of its reflection on the computer screen, but I dare not turn around. Yeah, that's a little creepy, especially because I'm always on my computer. I feel like my voice isn't creepy enough for these stories. You know how some people just have that voice that when they read creepy stuff, you're just like, whoo! That's scary. Like my voice is just like, I don't know, too high pitched. I don't know what it is. My voice is annoying. I need like, you know Rob Dyke? He has the perfect story voice. I just want Rob Dyke's voice. Why can't I have that? Put back the mirrors. We miss watching you. Okay, that's it. I am officially taking down all the mirrors in my room. They delivered the mannequins in bubble wrap. From the main room, I begin to hear popping. The mannequins are coming to life. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's someone on my bed." That's so creepy. I actually feel like they're making a movie about this, aren't they? I feel like I've seen a movie trailer for a horror movie and like that sort of scenario happens, or maybe I'm just crazy. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead? Oh my gosh, this dude's just in his coffin underground, still alive. That's always cool. Don't be scared of the monsters, just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. I actually like just felt chills actually go down my arm right now. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She wondered why she was casting two shadows. After all, there was only a single light bulb. Yeah, there was obviously someone behind her. I just saw my reflection blink. That's not 2 sentences. Did this person go to school? You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. I'm just imagining myself, because I mean, I live alone, guys, right? If I reach for the light switch and suddenly I touch someone else's hand that was already on the light switch, I would like, that'd be it. I just pass out right there. Day 312. Internet still not working. Yeah, I mean, if my internet didn't work after 312 days, that is like a horror movie in itself. You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone. I've actually heard my name being whispered before, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling. I kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in a padded room and the nurses tell me it was just a dream. This dude's crazy. You're laying in bed with your feet dangling out of the covers. You feel a hand grab your feet. I actually still to this day, as a 23-year-old adult, do not hang my feet off the bed when I'm sleeping because I literally think about this. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. Oh, Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa, your humble servant. That is scary. Jar Jar, I don't want to be around him. You hear your mom calling you into the kitchen. As you're heading down the stairs, you hear a whisper from the closet saying, "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." No! You hear the scream across the hallway, but your eyes won't open and you can't move. That's only 1 sentence. I looked out my window, the stars had gone away. That'd be weird. Like imagine just looking out your window at night and it's just like there's nothing in the sky at all. Just darkness. A couple weeks ago, I did a video called Reading 2-Sentence Horror Stories Part 2, and at the very end I said that you guys should write your scariest 2-sentence stories and I'll read them in another video. So I got so many comments from you guys, and obviously I can't read them all, but I took the top ones, and yeah, you guys, like, some of them are really funny and some of them are really freaky, so there's a really great mix here. So here's the first one. It says, "I opened the fridge, there wasn't food." And that got like 1,300 upvotes. I mean, that is pretty scary if we're gonna be honest. You're home alone about to go to bed. You have a creepy feeling that you're not alone, so you lock your bedroom door. You hear a voice from behind you say, "Now we're locked in safe." Ooh! That is really creepy. Like, if that happened in this house, I would be gone. I'd be gone. You sat alone, then look at the poster on the wall, which had someone in it. You look away and then look back, and you hear the creaky floor while the poster has no one on it anymore. That is creepy. Like, I used to have this giant poster of Padme in my room, and it was one of those posters where they look directly at you, you know what I mean? So I would go to bed some nights and she'd be staring at me and I'd be like, Padme, look away. And if I woke up one morning or like woke up in the middle of the night and she was gone, but the background of the poster was still there, no. No. Summer ends, school starts. Yeah, that's definitely not too fun. Sorry guys, but I'm done school, so are you jealous? You were watching TV at midnight when you see a reflection of a man standing on your porch. He was actually standing behind you. Dun dun dun! You brush your teeth in the bathroom mirror. You then find a man with his hands cupped against the window behind you. He's just looking in at you, girl. Oh my gosh, no. I came out of a hot shower on a cold day. I forgot a towel. That sucks. I've done that so many times, you have no idea. And then you're doing like the cold run down the hallway to find a towel and just no. I read an article about a friend who died last year. She left my house 10 minutes ago. Now that would mess me up. I find one of my favorite YouTubers live streaming. When I got there, it ended. Yeah, that sucks. I went to McDonald's and they were out of fries. Technically, that's only one sentence, but you know what? I included it anyways because that is a sad story. I actually don't go to McDonald's like ever, maybe like twice a year, and when I do go, I want some fries, so they better not be out. You just came home from a sleepover and your phone is at 1%. You realize you left the charger at your friend's house. I do this so often. Like, these stories are not only scary, but they're relatable, okay? I went to my friend's house like a year ago, and my charger is still there because she lives quite far from me, so I've never seen it since. Had to go buy a new one and like, who wants to spend money? I look up Jessii Vee on YouTube. No results found. This is the scariest one for me, okay? Like, my channel's my life. You guys are my life. If my channel ever like disappeared one day, I don't even want to think about it. I was walking through the park at night and saw a little girl wave at me, and I waved back. Once I got home, I saw the same girl standing in front of my mirror, but her reflection was not shown. Yeah, that's a ghost. I looked into the mirror to see a monster staring at me, but it was just me in the morning, every day. Every day. Especially now that I have black lipstick on. If I look in the mirror, I will probably scare myself. I will probably be startled by my own reflection when I'm washing my hands and I look up in the mirror like, what is on my lips right now? Your mom tucks you into bed and says goodnight. You live alone. Yeah, if my mom appeared here one day when I didn't expect it, that might send me over the edge. You locked your doors before you went to bed. When you wake up, it's unlocked. This is a true story. Okay, so a couple nights ago, I literally locked all the doors in my house. I turned on my alarm and went to bed. In the morning, the front door was unlocked. So like, I don't get how that happens, but I was freaked out because I was like, someone could have gotten in. Like, my door was unlocked the entire night. And yeah, the alarm would have went off, but still, I don't want some random person in my hallway. I hear my dog crying and barking downstairs every night. I wish she was still alive. That's deep. I was speechless. You're about to go to sleep when you look out the window. You meet the eyes of a woman outside. You live on the 13th floor. I feel like I've heard something like this before and it still freaks me out. She's floating. She's floating. Dad farts. Can't get to air spray. Sad story. In the middle of the night, I hear scratching upon my window. I figured it was probably a tree through the wind. But the next morning, as I got up to brush my teeth, I saw scratch marks on the opposite side of the mirror. That was a long one. I feel like you sort of stretched it to make it 2 sentences, but it's fine. It's still creepy. I walk into the kitchen. There was no coffee left. I don't drink coffee, so this one doesn't freak me out too much, but I know a lot of people like depend on their morning coffee, and this would be a scary story for them. I come home to greet my mom. I go upstairs and get a text message from my mom saying she will be home late. Ooh, this actually reminds me of a horror story that I wrote. I should tell you guys that story because I still have it. Would you guys be interested in hearing my horror stories? Because I used to write a lot. I was actually thinking of posting one this week, and you might have seen it before this video, but I have so many that I could tell. Your best friend is in the room with you and she's texting you. You look over to her and she's not on her phone. It's dead. Then who's texting? Who's texting? Mommy, I saw a little girl in our house. She's scaring me. She keeps chasing me. She calls in the darkness as she hugs you tightly from behind. You turn around to comfort her, but she wasn't the little girl you expected. I'd be like, hey, get off of me. As I finally got up from my nap, I went to the bathroom and scratched my head in the mirror. My reflection didn't. That's scary. Honestly, mirrors do creep me out to a point. Like, sometimes at night if I have to go to the washroom, A very strange car just passed my house. Sorry guys. Yeah, if I go to the washroom at night and it's like I don't put on all the lights and I see my reflection in the mirror, it does freak me out. Like sometimes I wonder if like it's gonna just smile and it's gonna look at me weirdly. I probably sound like the craziest YouTuber. I mean, I probably am. I reached for my sister's hand to comfort her. I forgot that my hand always goes through hers. This is sad. It's not even scary. It's like heartbreaking. Me and my family went on vacation. At the hotel, there was no internet. I would leave. No, I'm kidding. I mean, internet's not the most important thing. I feel like when I'm on vacation, I don't even really use my phone anyways, but you know, you gotta keep in contact with your friends and family, so I get why that's important. I was taking a picture of the sewer. I dropped my phone down the crack. Yeah, that would suck. He didn't want to leave his wife, but it was getting late and the graveyard gates were about to close. That's sad and like scary. You're humming your favorite tune in the shower. When you stop, another one starts from outside the curtain. No! Hey guys, it's Jessii Vee and I'm back here with Mandy Vee.
Hello.
And don't worry, there's no tornado today.
Oh my gosh.
Last time we filmed it was pretty scary, but it's all good now.
Fingers crossed.
So in today's video, we're gonna be reacting to the newest 2-sentence horror stories. I did a video like this, I think 3 years ago on my channel. It did so well, and since then you guys have been begging me to make more. So I found the newest ones that Mandy has never heard before. So I'm gonna read them and we're gonna say if they're cheesy, creepy, or I guess like just okay in the middle. So let's get into these 2-sentence horror stories, and after I'm done this video, if you want to comment your own down below, definitely do so because I might react to them on my vlog channel, and you guys always do such a good job. So anyways, here are the newest 2-sentence horror stories. Are you ready? I can hear 1 year into the future. Today, the noises stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the end of the world?
Yeah. And it kind of feels like that in 2020.
I know, like, okay, relatable. That's my horror story.
That was too deep. The driver wasn't very chatty, so I checked my phone. Hey, it's your Uber. I'm outside.
Aww.
I hate that. That's like the only thing I'm nervous about going in like Ubers and stuff. Like,
Yeah, you just tend to like hop in.
without even thinking. The car's like parked, you're like, that must be my car. And you just get in.
Oh my gosh.
I've done that before and the driver's like,
This is not your Uber.
like thankfully he wasn't a creep. He was just like,
Yo, this is not your Uber.
and then I got out and I'm like, what if I almost died?
I've actually heard about that too. I've had a couple of friends that would just hop into a car and like they'd be like,
Can I help you?
It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother, and she still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again, she'll take my hearing too.
oh.
Do you get it? That's horrible.
That gives me like Coraline vibes.
Yeah.
Right?
Like they have buttons for eyes now. They say we have a primal sense, that we can just feel someone is watching us. It's been a few weeks, and it's clear that you do not have that sense. So this person is the one watching that person. Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's not creepy to you?
I mean, it's just very trying, you know?
Well, didn't you read once like a novel in the perspective of like a killer or something?
You. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, the You series.
I read the book like years ago before there was any TV show. The book is way better.
I used to hate the sound of crickets outside my lonely farmhouse. Now every time they go silent, I know that thing is passing by and I pray for them to chirp again.
A Quiet Place?
That does kind of sound like a quiet place. We get very loud crickets here, like right by our windows. It's horrible.
Am I the only one that really didn't like that movie?
I like that movie.
Everyone loves it and I'm like,
I forgot to grab something. I'll be right back, Mom said. As she rounded the corner out of sight, the cashier began ringing up our groceries.
oh.
I hated that as a kid. Mom would always remember something right when we were about to like get our stuff checked out, and we had to like stand there awkwardly like, I don't have any money. Like, what do you want me to do? I shined my flashlight over the cabinet of porcelain dolls. Their pupils dilated.
Ooh!
Or sorry, it says contracted, because it goes smaller.
That is the best one yet.
That'd be scary. I mean, like if you're in like an old
Are you
like
kidding me?
haunted house.
Duh, that'd be scary. Their pupils react to the light.
Yeah.
That is the best one yet.
Do you see now that there's nothing to be afraid of? Mom asked as she emerged from my closet. Yes, Mommy, I lied, noticing her mole was now on the left.
It was good until the mole.
Because it's not her mom.
I don't care. I think it would be better if it was her mom.
That's the scariest part.
Imagine like your mom like coming out of a closet at night and being like, there's nothing to be afraid of.
But it would be your mom. It's scarier that it's not because the mole's on the wrong side. My twin brother and I decided to swap identities for a day to see if anyone would notice. It should have been me that got abducted that day. That's so sad.
But how could he blame that on himself? Don't blame yourself.
But if they hadn't switched that day, it probably would have been the other person.
But how could you blame yourself for that?
You shouldn't blame yourself.
Blame the guy.
The abductor, yeah.
Yeah, the abductor. Sorry, the light's so bright that I'm looking at you and all I see is pink.
Oh no.
Like seriously, I'm really trying to focus.
As I looked out of my window, I saw a man just standing there. That would have been a lot less creepy if I didn't live on a boat.
Ooh.
So I guess they're like floating.
That one's good. Yeah, no, I can envision that. That one's actually good. I think that one's like my
Clever.
second favorite.
Yeah. They will ask how many kids came to my house for trick-or-treating. None of them ask how many left.
Ew.
I know. Stop. No one asks.
Because nobody thinks that you're a psycho killer, Karen.
Were you with me that one time we went trick-or-treating and the guy invited us into his garage to like go in his haunted house maze?
That happened to me a lot when I was a kid and I went and it was fun. Don't do that.
I told the genie that for my third and final wish, I wanted my family to be happy, and I started fading.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, Mandy! Oh, it was supposed to be triggering.
Relatable, no I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Why are you getting so emotional?
I don't know. I don't know. To make them happy, she has to not exist.
That's so dark.
Yeah.
While tidying my laboratory, I came across an unfamiliar notebook and opened to the first page. It read, "Warning, the subject still thinks he is a scientist." That's creepy.
I'm lost. Oh, so he is the one who's getting worked on?
Yeah, and doesn't realize it. Either he's the creature or like something is wrong with him.
Creature.
He might be the creature.
He is the eagle.
During dinner, she told me she knew my deep, dark secret. As she chewed her burger, I knew she was bluffing. You get it? What's in the burger?
The burger? Could it not have been something else?
It's like Hannibal Lecter, do you get it?
Yeah, but like a burger? While she chewed her burger. It should have been like while she chewed what she thought was lamb chop.
It would have been the same outcome.
It takes away from the scariness when it's like, as she chewed her burger.
As I woke up in the middle of the night, I heard Alexa speak. Okay, the security alarms have been disabled.
That happens often.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Oh my gosh. I had a scary dream last night that someone was breaking in the back door. And when I woke up, I was telling Luca, we were in bed and I was telling Luca like everything that happened.
Yeah.
And right as I was finishing up the dream, we got a notification on our phones that there was motion detected in the back. Which is where the people broke in.
I was video chatting and dropped my phone on the floor, and as I picked it up, my husband's face changed. He held his hands to his lips as if saying something to be quiet, and to my horror, he wrote, "There's a man under your bed." So she was video chatting with her husband and dropped her phone, and he saw the view under her bed.
How can you write something when you're FaceTiming?
Can you not? You can't text while you're FaceTiming? Maybe she was like Skyping?
Like
or
on
like
Skype, but that's computer.
Or like Zoom call. You can Zoom on your phone. I don't know. Anyways, that was the last story. So you thought that the porcelain doll one was the scariest?
That was the best.
And the boat one.
And the boat one.
I agree, those were good. They were like short and sweet. Short and spooky. Hey guys, it's Jessii Vee, and I'm here with my sister, Mandy Vee. It's been forever.
She's a phoenix now. She's married.
You're a redhead.
I'm literally, yeah, that's why I said I'm a phoenix.
I love it. You're so Christmassy, the red and the green.
I was telling Jess that she needs to get her Christmas backdrop.
I am. Literally in a couple days it's going up.
Christmas time. Let's go.
Couple days, I promise. So in today's video, okay, you guys have been asking for the past year for us to do another 2-sentence horror story video. Every time I've done one or I've done one with Mandy, it's done so well. So I got a Christmas version of that. Christmas/winter. My father's calling. My father's calling. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna read the 2 sentences and then we're gonna discuss if we think it's actually scary.
Okay.
And it's hard to be scary with only 2 sentences, so if they can accomplish that, that's really good.
Some of them are terrifying, so.
Yeah, so let's see if they can get us this time.
Okay.
My father beamed with pride when I announced I'd trim the family tree for Christmas. He never did like my cousins. Did you get it?
No. Wait.
So he trimmed the family tree. He never did like his cousins. He trimmed the family tree.
The family tree.
The family.
Not the tree.
Yeah.
The family.
Cut out some members. I think it's less scary and more like disturbing.
It took a minute.
And what would you like for Christmas, little boy? Said Santa as I sat on his lap at the mall. My little brother back, I replied as I stared at the man who I saw lure him into his van last summer.
That is so cheesy.
Is it?
It's so cheesy.
Santa as a kidnapper?
Like just... Oh, he's the kidnapper?
Yeah, Santa's the kidnapper.
No, I'm envisioning him like looking into the crowd of people and the kidnapper's just there.
Santa's the kidnapper. Do you know what's so weird? I just read a book last night about Santa kidnapping a kid.
That's the book. The book's about that.
Yeah, and this mother's like grieving like the loss and she can't find her kid. Like,
Santa?
They went to a Christmas market and Santa lured her kid away into the crowd.
This is a true story?
No.
Okay.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house one creature was stirring, but it was no mouse. It crept up the stairs and went to their beds and stole their small bodies away from their heads. That was pretty good. I like that
I like
one.
that one. That was a
Yeah.
bit spooky.
There's not much to say. It's a good one.
I know, there's not much to say, but that's my favorite so far.
Whenever we do a video, we're just laughing. I feel like no one ever understands.
Stands. Oh my god. One understands.
Okay.
That one was good. I like that one.
Dad, it's time for you to open up your Christmas presents, I said jokingly. My smile turned to horror as his urn levitated and flew towards the tree.
Come on.
That's like dark humor.
Yeah.
It's funny, but also really sad.
No.
It's not funny?
It's not sad.
Of course it's
urn
sad.
Flies towards the tree.
Yeah, because the father died, right?
Well, it's sad that the father's dead, of course, but like,
But he's still excited for his Christmas presents.
so he just flies across the room and
Yeah, he
hits
wants
the
to
tree.
open his gift.
Silly Willy.
Silly father. Time slowed to a halt as Santa crept into the children's room, looked around, and lifted one of the siblings from her bed and into his magic sack. In the morning, the family awoke without any memories of their daughter, apart from a strange note left by the fireplace. Merry Christmas, Thomas. You got your wish. He wished for his sister to be gone, and Santa did it.
No, that's some like Krampus stuff.
Yeah.
That's some Krampus stuff right there.
Isn't it Krampus?
Krampus.
Krampus?
It's Krampus. But yeah, that was good. I think that was a bit more than 2 sentences. But...
No. I think they had a lot of commas. But I only see 2 periods.
Okay, so we're bending the rules.
Yeah. They want to win the best horror story,
Seriously.
obviously.
That was good though.
I know it may come as a surprise to you, but Christmas elves aren't born at the North Pole. I've been slaving and starving since I've gotten here, and I'm starting to recognize the other elves as missing children I've seen on TV over the years. That's pretty dark, because clearly these children are being stolen to make presents.
I thought that they was going somewhere else with that. I thought it was gonna like expose that the elves are truly just like slaves. Like they're not happy.
I used to think that as a kid. I spent every minute of winter searching for my missing daughter. When summer came, I learned that the killer had a twisted sense of humor as the snowman in my front yard melted away.
Can you read it again?
Did you not get it?
Okay, say it again. Say it again.
I spent every minute... No, you gotta listen.
I am.
Okay.
You laughed first.
I spent every minute of winter searching for my missing daughter. When summer came, I learned that the killer had a twisted sense of humor as the snowman in my front yard melted away.
That is a twisted sense
Yeah.
of humor. Did she wonder like who made the snowman?
Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing all these snowmen outside
In every window.
in your backyard, in the window.
In every window.
Yeah. As I opened the door to my winter cabin, I knew something was off. The handle was warm. Why don't you get any of these?
Because what do you mean the handle's warm?
The heat from your hand? That means someone had just been there.
Okay, but Jess, if it's freezing cold outside, me opening a door to something, there's not gonna be like a hot handle.
Not hot, it says warm.
Like you literally have to sit there and be like, I don't think that scientifically.
Alright, they lost.
Scientifically.
This one sucks.
I was just immediately thinking about The Office and when he was like, feel the handle, is it hot? And he's like, what does warm mean? If there's a fire, then it's hot. So there's a fire.
On cold days in winter, when their breath became visible, the children would stand in the playground and pretend they were smoking. My sister and I used to avoid them because we didn't want the other kids to find out we don't breathe.
Sweet little vampire babies.
Vampires, aliens.
Us as children, okay.
Us.
Plot twist.
Snow fell upon my roof as I listened to the sound of carolers outside. Alone in my cabin, deep in the woods, I tried not to scream as I silently begged whatever was outside to go away. This guy's in the middle of the woods in a cabin, and he hears carolers outside. That's a really good short horror story
so far.
But like someone should make this into like a novella.
That's the best one so far.
This one and
far.
then the creature from the poem.
That's the best one so far.
Normally, hoof prints in the snow in December is a jolly fun sight. They are less festive the morning of December 6th when your parents frantically search the house for your little brother. That's Krampus.
Or like the devil.
Well, that's the same thing. I mean,
It's not. That's terrifying.
I again awoke to dozens of children's footprints in the snow around my cabin, and I followed them across the field to the nearest house for miles. While my elderly neighbor chuckled that they hadn't had children in decades, I could hear the wife complaining that her doll's feet were wet again.
I feel like that could go, that's like part 2 of like the scariest one with the caroling.
Like the whole time it was the dolls.
Yeah, like that just like reminded me of that story that was scary with the carolers, and it's like, oh, like there's more. There was footprints, and then he followed them, and then that's the explanation. Because it said like alone in a cabin in the woods, right?
I followed the footsteps I'd found in the snow by my house. At the edge of the woods, they became paw prints. It's a werewolf!
Yeah, it's not that scary.
I mean, if you were following footprints that became hooves. Or not That would be scary. As I marched back towards the road through the deathly cold snow, I could see my friends driving off without me. Through the back window, something with my face winked at me. That's a nightmare.
Anything that has to do with like yourself,
Yeah,
or
like doppelgangers.
I don't know if there's anything worse.
Yeah, you'd never want to see yourself.
No.
Especially like at night in the corner of your room.
I had this conversation with my client the other day about mirrors and how no matter where you are with a reflection or a mirror, your reflection is always looking at you. Always looking at you.
What do you mean, even when you're not looking?
Well, like you wouldn't know because anytime you look,
It's
looking
looking
at you, and it never blinks. Because when you blink, you can't see, right? So.
Ew, man.
Yeah, but I didn't say that. They said that to me, and I was
Okay.
like, wait, that's like horrible.
I already hate mirrors
I know.
as it is.
You remember like when we were kids, we used to like stare in the mirror and
And like make faces.
yeah, like try to scare yourself.
I would like look at myself and make the scariest face and wait to see how long it would take for me to like pull back and like be freaked out.
Yeah, you're almost like in a trance of
Yeah, how scary you can get.
like, yeah, like truly trying to scare yourself and like
Yeah.
waiting for something to happen, but it never happens.
So as you could tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be looking at some very scary 5-word horror stories. Now I've done this type of video before, but it was 2-sentence horror stories. So now we're cutting it even shorter, which is crazy. And yeah, it's going to literally only be 5 words. So I'm wondering how scary this could actually be. I mean, it's only 5 words, but who knows? It might be terrifying. But just like last time, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is after watching this video, comment down below your scariest 5-word horror story, and then I'm gonna make another video in a few days reacting and reading yours. So make sure that it's 5 words and not 2 sentences this time. Good luck, because this is gonna be hard. So without further ado, let's start reading these 5-word horror stories. I have my laptop with me right now. It's my handy dandy machine that I use for most of my videos. And what sucks is I'm home alone today. Usually, you know, Ty's hanging out with me in the house while I'm filming, but today I am home alone. It is currently really dark outside, and I'm hearing strange noises in my house. So reading these, you know, 5-word horror stories it's gonna freak me out. I just know it. But I do this for you guys, okay? By the way, I'm wearing another dress in my video. I don't know why. I'm just on this like dress themed. My brain just wants to wear dresses. Okay, that didn't make any sense. My brain doesn't want to wear the dresses. My body does, but my brain tells it to. Does that make any? You know what? Let's just start the video. My computer is taking forever to load right now, so in the meantime, do you want to see my Christmas background on my phone? Hold on, guys. You gotta see this, okay? It is a hot chocolate, a marshmallows, and the candy cane, and it's so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I always take forever to start a video. I know my intros are like a million years long, okay? But you guys love me for that, right? Right? Oh my gosh, there is no internet connection. You know when that little like dinosaur T-Rex thing like comes up on your screen and like, ugh. I may have to just use my phone if this does not work. Come on, internet.
2,000 years later.
Okay, my internet has finally decided to work. So let's start this. Okay. First one is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday. I mean, true, but like, let's look for something scarier. Living alone, toilet was warm. Yeah, that's weird. Because, you know, when you live alone, and I can speak for this, whenever I go to use the toilet, I know this is TMI and everything, but it's always cold because there's no one else in my house using it. I go to the toilet like, what, once every like 3 hours? I don't know how often people go to the bathroom, but like, when you sit down, it's cold. And if all of a sudden it's warm, I'd be like, someone was in here. Someone was in here. Alone in bed, blanket shifts. Ooh, that one is terrifying. I've always had this fear of like blankets and stuff after watching Paranormal Activity. I always feel like all of a sudden my blanket's just gonna like move or like come up. What the heck was that? This loud noise just came from my computer and like scared me so much. Anyways though, I'm always scared that like my blanket's gonna just shift in the middle of the night and it's just gonna be a ghost, and like I don't want that. It enjoys watching you sleep. That reminds me of that short horror story I wrote called I'm Not Supposed to Tell Anybody This, and that like creature thing that watches that girl sleep and like smiles and does the shh thing. Woo! That's freaky. You awoke suddenly, buried alive. Yeah, that would be just terrible. Baby cries, I live alone. I see a lot of these like baby and house ones, and the first couple times it's scary, but like if you're putting one down below, don't use like babies crying because like it's just overdone, you know what I mean? Her heart stopped, she didn't. Oh, I don't like that one at all. That door was just closed. I say that a lot in this house because things just, I think I closed. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm not finishing my sentences. The other day, Ty left for work at like 7 a.m. and I was still sleeping. And when he came back from work in the evening, when he saw me, he was like, Jess, this morning when I went to make my breakfast, all of the cupboards in your kitchen were open. And I was like, that's really weird because I definitely didn't do that. And he was the only other person that was in the house with me. So he said he was freaked out, he didn't get it, and like had to close the cupboards. And I still have no idea why that happened, but like that is literally like some Paranormal Activity stuff, okay? Wife screams at her funeral. Yeah, that would be a little shocking, I think. Yes. Just saw my reflection blink. I think I've seen this sort of thing before, and that is scary. I remember when I was a kid, I know this is super weird, but I would look at myself in the mirror and make like scary faces at myself to see if I could scare myself with my own reflection. I know it's weird, but I'd be like in front of the mirror like and like try to be so scary, and it would actually like freak me out. Then my shadow stepped closer. Ooh. This actually reminds me of Peter Pan, which I know is a lot less scary, but that's because I was watching it like 2 days ago. I still watch Disney movies. Door opens, empty. Footsteps approach. That one's not as scary. Last person alive hears knocking. I've heard this one before, and yes, that's kind of weird, but if they hear knocking, then they're obviously not the last person alive. But for them, I'm sure it would be like, whoa, like who's at my door? Like I'm the only one on earth right now. Your browser history is public. That's only a problem if you're looking up some weird things, if you know what I mean. But like for me personally, I do look up some strange stuff on Google. Like let me see if I can go on my phone and find what I've looked up. Not like gross stuff, just like so random. Is there a history on your phone you can look at? Like that would be good. Okay, so just yesterday I was looking up The Rake. I was looking up Scary Forest Creature Creepypasta. Why do I have 3 fingers up? That was 2 things. I was looking up Chupacabra. I was looking up why are silver fillings bad? Because my aunt has silver fillings and I thought like they weren't good for you or something. Then I looked up what is tinsel. I didn't know, like, I thought I knew what tinsel was, and when I looked it up, it just confirmed that it was, but I just had to make sure, you know what I mean? I looked up, candle is giving off black smoke, because I lit the candle in my house, and it was literally just pitch black smoke, and I was like, why is this happening? What else do I look up? I look up such weird, Komodo dragon. Like, I looked that up. How much sugar is in a mini candy cane? I like Big Butts lyrics, which is, you know, Sir Mix-a-Lot. I looked up Shocked Squidward. Hercules the musical. What happened to Steve Ross, Bob Ross's son? Because those are the big questions. How Jack dies in This Is Us. Because, like, it doesn't explain it, and I just want to know, but there's, like, nowhere online that says. Dollar store hours. How long does minced garlic in oil last in the fridge? Yeah, I'm just gonna stop here. You know, I just Google random things, and I bet you guys do too, okay? My internet keeps, like, getting messed up, so we're just gonna look on my phone for the rest. Because I can depend on my phone more than my computer, apparently. We lost internet access forever. Yeah, literally what's going on here, that it's terrifying. You didn't kill that spider. Oh man, see, like, this would be terrifying for me, like, before I knew Ty, but now, like, as you guys know, I don't like to kill them, I like to release them outside because Ty has changed me when it comes to spiders and, like, bugs in general. Literally, there was a fly in my water a few nights ago, and it was, like, drowning in my water, and I was so disgusted because I almost drank it. And I looked at Ty and I'm like, please get rid of it, put it down the drain, do something, and he's like, no, we have to save it, Jess. We have to save it from the water. It's drowning, it's dying, Jess. And I was like, it's a fly. I'm okay with every other bug, you know what I mean? But flies are just like pests and annoying, and like, I know we need flies in this world, okay? They're very important, but like, I almost drank it, all right? Like, no. But anyways, he like got the fly out and like placed it on the counter, and he's like, don't worry, Jess, he'll fly away, he'll be fine. And I'm like, I don't want flies in my house. Narrow staircase, no shoes, Legos. What does that even mean? Like you're walking down a narrow staircase with Lego all over it, so like you can't escape stepping on it? Cause that would suck. There's a skeleton inside you. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's weird to think about, like, if you try to imagine yourself as a skeleton, it's super weird. But I mean, whatever, you know that. Zombies learn to use guns. Yeah. Cause they're already scary as it is. Give them a weapon and like, no. 10 missed calls from mom. This one is terrifying, actually. Like, if I miss one call from my mom, I'll call her back and she'll be like, why didn't you answer your phone the first time? Where were you? What were you doing? And I'm like, Mom, like, I was peeing, like, calm down. But when she doesn't answer her phone, there's no problem. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm calling her and she doesn't answer, like, there's no issue. I'm just kidding. I love you, Mom. Swimming, something touched my foot. Yeah, you know what? That's why I can only swim in pools and stuff. I don't like lakes or oceans or anything, especially the seaweed and like the fish in there. Ooh, especially if you can't see like in the water, if the water is not see-through, that is the worst. It was a cannibal snowman, and there's like a really weird picture along with it. That's kind of cool though. Like if I saw that on a front lawn, I'd be like, yeah, that's a really creative snowman right there. Freddy is outside your window. Like Freddy the, wait, is it Freddy Krueger? Who is it? Is it the one with the big claws? I should know these things. I'm like a horror movie fanatic. Everyone you know will die? I mean, eventually, yeah, eventually. That clown called your name. No, 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 no. Text from boyfriend, I'm dead. I mean, realistically, if Ty texted me that, I'd be like, was that a joke? Like, do you think you're funny? Like, I just wouldn't believe it, because like, that's so random. Calls came from inside house. Yeah, isn't that from, what's that movie? The babysitting one? What is it? What's that babysitting movie where, like, the guy comes to, like, take the kids and he's calling her from in the house? I don't remember it, but you know what I mean. Why is one knife missing? Ooh. Not paranoid, they're after me. That one's, like, weird. If they wake up, run. If who wakes up? Home alone. Smell a strange fart? Yeah? I mean, like, if I'm home alone and I know there's no one in the house with me and I smell a fart, I'd assume it was me and like I didn't know I farted. You know, like I'd be like, okay, that's weird. Like my body, like it didn't tell me that I farted, but like it must have been me. Like who else is it gonna be? Ghosts don't fart, do they? I don't know, maybe. Hey guys, it's Jessii Vee and I'm here with Ty.
How you guys doing? Do everything that you do.
Why are you wearing a tie?
What tie?
So today Ty and I are going to be reading your 5-word horror stories because last week I read other people's, they were super creepy, and I want to read yours now to see how creepy you guys can be.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, some of them are really funny, so like I think you guys are going to enjoy this. By the way, this is like guest week for me because I don't think I've done a video by myself yet.
Well, you got 2 from Andy.
2 from Andy, now 2 for you.
2 for me.
And then I'll be by myself. This person has a lot, so we're going to read them.
This person? Why don't you say their name?
Paris. I opened the fridge. Nothing.
That is pretty scary.
That is scary. I asked him out. No, that's really sad.
No. What if it's just no and he runs away?
I failed my math test. Literally my life, though.
I've done that a lot of
Yeah.
times. I failed my math class and then took it in summer school.
Yeah, this is too relatable that it's scary. Jessii does not post today.
That has been happening a lot.
Not a lot. I'm an often poster, okay?
You are an often, but there's no real schedule.
Every day. Every day.
It's just kinda.
Okay. Nothing good in the fridge. My house, basically.
Her house. Her living quarters.
He called me another name.
It's okay, Randy. Let's read the next one. Steve.
Why'd you choose that one?
Because every single time someone asks me my
Every
name.
single time.
Every single time.
You said every single time.
Yes. Every single time. I'm not gonna even deny that you have it
Every
on
single
camera.
time. I walked downstairs, blood everywhere. Period started at the pool. The thing with that is, usually when you're in the water, it actually stops your period. We won't get into all that. You probably don't want to hear it either. But when you're in water, you actually don't really, the blood doesn't come out. It's okay. Go on YouTube. No Wi-Fi. But then you couldn't have went on YouTube.
Browse YouTube. Still on data.
Mom forces me to socialize. My whole life, guys. The unplugged television turned static.
That is kind of creepy.
That would be. That's like, is that The Ring? The Ring that does that?
I haven't seen The Ring.
Might be The Ring, I don't know. A creek, but I'm alone.
Why is there like a flowing body of water in someone's
A
general
flowing
vicinity?
body of water. A creek, like a sound. A lake, but I'm alone. A river, but I'm alone. Someone speaking, but nobody's around.
Unless you're speaking to yourself.
There's hair in my food.
Well, that just kind of happens to me.
I went to a coffee shop the other day. I got a muffin.
You hit
and
me
there
in
was
the nuts. You just went, watch your hand. It seems like we should just put like, just something to like designate your radius of being either slapped or poked in the eye.
Okay, listen, I'm telling
I'm
you a
gonna,
story.
next time we do a video, I'm gonna be 10 feet away. We just gotta move the camera back far enough.
I
Okay.
went to a coffee shop. I got a muffin, and sticking out of the center of the muffin were these white hairs. It was so gross. It was so gross. It was like a plume of just white hair.
It's just an older and wiser muffin.
An older and wiser muffin.
Older and wiser muffin.
I got my period early. Better than late, though. Better than late. Okay.
But you know what's better?
What?
Not at all.
Careful, they are still sleeping. Reminds me of the zombies from I Am Legend, where they all sleep in those little packs.
But the thing is, though, they're not zombies. That's not a zombie movie.
What's that, boy?
That's not a zombie. That's not a zombie. No, that's a vampire movie. They're vampires.
They're not vampires. TikTok said the lifeless doll. Well, it's obviously someone.
I was gonna say, I did read a book called TikTok and it had a doll on it.
There is no toilet paper.
Story of my life.
Literally. He
Yes.
texts me all the time being like, Jess, can you bring me some toilet paper, please? You can't see him smile? Homework on a long weekend. That sucks.
I just didn't do it.
Jessii is wearing an off shoulder. What does that even mean, guys? Is this something scary about this? Am I spooking you? Music box playing at night. I feel like you didn't need the comma there.
No, music box playing.
At night. Many missed calls from mom.
Uh-oh.
This is the
Somebody
scariest
in
one.
trouble.
Yeah, literally. Shampoo got in my eyes. This doesn't really happen to me that often. I'm usually really careful.
It's usually fine if it's tear-free because then you just don't feel any sadness at all when you use it.
What's those like L'Oreal? No tears, no ouch. L'Oreal, kid.
I just remember they look like fish.
Brother ate all the pizza. Can you relate to this?
No, I'm usually the one who ate it all. My brother can relate to that because every single time I make pizza, I never ask anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I try and be sneaky about it and I make the pizza and then I eat the whole thing. I don't even cut it into pieces. Just, it only counts as one piece if you eat the whole thing.
And you don't share with your family?
No, because I'm sneaky about it. I quickly make it. As soon as it's done, I run into my room with it.
Your mom is probably watching this.
She can't eat pizza.
Maybe she wants to be offered still. It is lonely down here.
The story of your life.
What's that mean? Oh, because you're taller.
Everyone's taller.
Do you want a medal for that? It follows him to bed. Basically your dogs.
Yes. All of them. I sleep with 3 dogs in my bed.
Black figure on the ceiling.
Don't be sleeping on spotlights.
Eye peeking through closet door. That sounds actually like scary. Like
That's-
closets freak me out.
Yeah.
You should look behind you.
I don't want to. We can just look in the monitor. Reindeer!
There's no unicorns on Earth.
They're just in a cave where no one else can see them.
I'm really sad. There's always unicorns on Earth.
And Voldemort ate them.
Only some, not all of them.
You remember the first Harry
I
Potter.
remember the first Harry
Oh
Potter.
yeah, spoilers if people haven't seen it. I apologize.
I'm pretty sure everybody has seen Harry Potter. Unless you're like 2. In which case, how are you even watching this video right now? 2-year-olds can't really operate a computer, can they?
2-year-olds these days are scary efficient.
True.
They probably come out with like business suits on.
Woke up in someone's house. Long
I
night of
feel like-
partying? I don't know. My ice cream fell. Wah! Had to have that extra expression. It was not my reflection.
Well, that's why you shouldn't be looking through a window like it is a mirror, because you might see someone else looking at you.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
It's a window!
If I look out my window and there's someone else looking back at me.
Well, if they're, you know, up this high, like floating 2 stories, that'd be a little odd. But like, if they're on the street, people look in windows.
Dad's spare gun is gone. He's really bad at losing things.
Really bad at losing things? You mean bad? If he's bad at losing things, that means he knows where everything is.
What do you mean? Oh!
That means he finds everything.
I mean, he's really bad. What am I trying to say?
Keeping track of things.
Yes. Summer is over, school starts. I don't have this problem anymore, but I remember how horrible it was.
Now we have to work.
Yeah. Working is fun.
Yeah.
Presentation in front of class. This is actually probably the scariest one.
Funny thing about presentations my entire life, half the time I would complete them about 5 minutes before class started and ad-lib the entire thing.
Ab-lib?
Ad-lib. Ad-lib?
You said ab-lib.
Ab-lib.
Abs! Just go stand up there and be like...
Yeah, just sit in front of classes. As you can see here...
You have a nice muscle there.
I don't have a nice muscle, it's just a tiny muscle.
That's a nice muscle.
That's a tiny muscle.
That's a nice muscle. Okay, I lost my phone charger.
That's why you always steal mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can relate to this. Farting in a quiet class. I
do that all the time, but on purpose.
What do you mean? Why would you do that on purpose?
Nothing
That's so
cuts the
embarrassing.
tension like cutting the cheese.
Oh my gosh, Ty. Imaginary friends aren't so imaginary.
Unless you just pretend like your one friend is imaginary and they're real the whole time. That's just being mean, though.
That is being mean.
Poor Esteban.
I'm going to get you. Danielle's gonna get us. No presents under the tree. That'd be sad.
Well, if it's just a tree on the street, I can understand that.
Well, it's not a tree on the street, it's a Christmas tree. I stopped humming. Someone continued. You're supposed to continue.
I don't know that song.
I don't know either. I was making it up.
My throat hurts.
Everyone you know forgets you. This is getting more depressing.
Sounds like my house. I'm just kidding.
My doll won't stop crying.
Then you gotta stop smacking the doll around. It has feelings too.
Closed sign on pizza.
That hit a little too close for home for you, doesn't it?
It did.
Because every single time you try and order pizza from Pizza Hut, they're always closed.
I love Pizza Hut.
Yeah, but they're not open at 3 in the morning.
I know, it's sad. Alright guys, that is all the ones
Again,
we're gonna read today.
We're gonna lock arms.
I don't know. I like doing this. I don't know why.
Like meditating.
Which one was the scariest?
Well, there's all the food ones.
The food ones are scary.
The fid ones?
The food.
You said the fid ones.
I said fid?
Yeah, you said
I
fid.
thought I said food. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it spooky, but mostly it was like really funny. It was gross.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
In an enchanted realm, an oddity stirs, beckoning the curious. Meet Jessii, once ensnared, now awakened, waiting to be yours.